Today we're going to be tying a CDC hair wing PMD pattern, starting with a TMC 100. I'm tying it a little bit larger today so we can help showcase it, but typically I'm tying these in 16s and 18s. I'm going to start with some rusty brown 6/0 uni thread. Start that up at the head. Make a nice wrap down the shank. For the tail, I'm going to use a piece of olive brown Zelon or Antron. We want to keep this relatively sparse. It's going to be just a little trailing shuck. So we'll tie that in at the rear. Make that about the same length as the shank. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to tie in a couple pieces of pheasant to give the look of the newly emerging bug. PMDs tend to have a relatively dark colored body until they're actually emerged, when they start to turn real yellow, kind of olive colored. So I'll just tie in probably 6 or so pieces of that pheasant tail. I will give it a little bit of a twist and grab onto it with a pair of hackle pliers. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dub a small thorax of the UV yellow ice dub. Just make a small noodle there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a light yellow CDC feather. I'm going to use the Magic tool. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of stroke that CDC material into place, kind of grab both ends of the stem and draw that down into my tool. Now I take the secondary clip, slide that in, pick up those loose pieces, so now essentially I've got a feather's worth of CDC contained. I'm going to take my scissors and cut high along the stem. Set that down for 1 second. I'm going to take my bobbin and make a small dubbing loop. I'm going to slide that CDC right up into the dubbing loop. You see that just kind of hackles up there a little tiny bit. It's going to provide good flotation, a little bit of motion. I'll wrap that in just like a hackle, stroking it back each time. Slip my loop off. Just take my fingers and kind of stroke whatever feathers and thread are in the way there. Now I've got some bleach comparadone. Just a small piece here. We're going to tie in a bit of a hair wing. Take that and stack it. I'm going to measure that wing. I want the wing to basically be about the same size as the body. Going through the stub ends to kind of help reinforce, make sure that that wing doesn't slip around a whole bunch on me. Make a small head there. Whip finish. I'm using that rusty orange thread on there because in Arlen Thomason's new book, Bug Water, he shows some great pictures of PMDs, and one of the real highlights of that is that real orangey colored eye on there, especially on the males. So there you have a finished CDC hair wing PMD. It's kind of an emerger, got some good coloration, good size, it's new deadly pattern. Hope it works well for you as well.